Hi guys, welcome to the first video on this channel. It's going to be a Spongebob review channel, obviously consisting of this first episode, which is Help Wanted. I actually used to do Spongebob reviews back in the day, but they definitely were terrible in production quality, and obviously as you grow up you get better stuff. That's the moral of the story. But today we're doing Help Wanted. So I guess without further ado, if you enjoy this, guys, and you want to suggest an episode, put it in the comments and I might get around to doing it. I thought it'd be best to start with Help Wanted because that's the first ever episode, released in 1999, and it would just be the right place to start, obviously. So before we get into the actual review though, I must say that there is kind of three main things I take into account when I'm grading a SpongeBob episode, from, you know, good, middle tier, or terrible. Number one is the comedy. And you may be like, how does comedy, you know, go over the plot? The plot is number two for me. Comedy in SpongeBob is really the main thing, because if you don't laugh in a SpongeBob episode, you don't watch it for the plot. You don't watch it for the plot. I mean, the plot. If you have a good SpongeBob plot, then that's obviously going to benefit the episode like a lot. And there's multiple examples of a good plot with less comedy, which are still good episodes, but they're not going to be great episodes like certain episodes I'll review in the future. And then number three is the start and the finish of the episode. Usually at the end of a SpongeBob episode, you will have a twist perhaps, or just a janky finish, which really leaves a sour taste in the episode. It can be a good episode throughout, and then they do the bad finish, or they have a bad start, and then it drops it down in the rating. But that's all I gotta say. Let's get into the actual review of Help Wanted. So I've got some notes with all these turbo attachments. We're going to do that Mr. Krabs and Square's perspective of it back in 1999. So we're gonna have two kind of sides of me here. So number one, the character models. If you look at the character models, and I'm sure I'm editing in the video, but the character model, you can see Mr. Krabs' eyes, his stalks, a weird colour, and that's kind of a theme throughout this episode and throughout the earlier seasons. Is the colour is a little bit darker and perhaps a little bit off. If you just watched like season 6 and above, where the animation really increases, bubble transition obviously is a lot better in season 7 onwards, and just there's something like bizarre about SpongeBob's character model. And obviously I said about Krabs already. SpongeBob's, it's almost like he's SpongeBob Round Pants from that episode, where his upper body is like thinner and taller. It's really bizarre, but you know, that's just little nitpicks. It's the first episode. I'm not gonna mark it down for that. Patrick's introduction is a bit bizarre. Patrick's introduction is when SpongeBob goes. I'm not too sure about that. My third point here is a rare appearance of the Bargain Mart. I can only think of like 3 other episodes where the Bargain Mart is actually used, but when SpongeBob is actually getting the spatula, I wish he actually went ahead and we could see it, rather than him just looking through the store. Mr. Krabs was going to get attacked, and then he just returns out of nowhere with the spatula. I wish we actually saw him maybe asking an employee for the spatula, and the employee giving him a dirty look or something like that. But you know, it's a nitpick, it's whatever. Doesn't diminish the episode whatsoever. Number 4 is some of the jokes, and then we can grade this episode, you know, from a good tier, a bad tier, or in the middle. The jokes I picked up on, which I thought were the funniest, was the start when the French narrator says, "Of course he lives in the pineapple, silly," you know. Thought that was pretty funny. Patrick's speech to SpongeBob, you know, saying he's just a yellow cube because he doesn't know what to say. 3 cheers for SpongeBob when Mr. Krabs is cheering for SpongeBob. and Patrick getting sent out at the end, because SpongeBob's in a bit of that mood. He just feeds all the Krabby Patties to Patrick at the end, which is a funny ending. So you got some comedy. I mean, it's not the most funny episode. I have to say that. I picked up on like 4 or 5 jokes, but you can't really hate on the plot either. There's nothing really I would say is bad about the episode, but it's bland to say the least. It's very bland. I don't know if people would hate me if I put it in the mid tier, because this is the first ever episodes, but I would generally put this in the mid tier because the jokes are a bit meh and the plot it's okay, but it's definitely not one of the most entertaining plots. And if it doesn't have a comedy or a great plot, it's not going to get a good episode, unfortunately. So that's going to be my review for Help Wanted, guys. If you did enjoy and want to tell me to review an episode, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys on another SpongeBob review. Peace out, guys.